Here, waiting by J.C. Penney. I used to work here in '76. I worked for about 3 months for Christmas help, about a month and a half. You know, I vacuumed and helped with maintenance with Juan Rain and those guys. And Mr. GEIGER, who's a Christian, you know, he went to Brentwood Baptist Church. And there's Janet, Vampire Woman. How's it going? Say hi.
Hi.
Star of my movie Vampire Woman and Miss Werewolf and DINOsaur Woman. Editing this morning, like 2 in the morning. I was editing scenes of that. Down in my dungeon, down in my basement, I was editing the movie. I'm not done with it yet, but I'm getting there. Oh, and that's Kim, my friend, who used to go to church with me, Northwest Bible Baptist Church with Pastor Keith Gomez, the RAGIN Cajun, from New Orleans or.
Have you got a phone?
Where was he? He's from the Cajun country in Louisiana.
Louisiana.
Yeah, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And there's her husband. Yeah, the guy who's going to be was a preacher. You're like a preacher, aren't you? You got a preacher's license.
I am a preacher.
Yeah. Hey, I like that peace sign earring you got there. That is cool. Oh yeah, long live the hippies, brother.
That too.
Yeah, it's Chicago Blackhawks hat.
Right.
Chicago Blackhawks are on their way. There's a shot, and a goal. Here come the Hawks, the mighty Blackhawks.
And they won too.
You're flying high now, so let's wrap it up. Let's go, you Hawks. Okay, anyway, so what do you got to say about my singing? Hey, well, maybe I'll win American Idol, that show where they pick the best singer, you know? Yeah, Simon, I hope Simon doesn't boot me off on the first try. Hey, okay, so anyway, if I get booted by Simon, that's a compliment because it's good national publicity to get booted by Simon. Everybody knows who you are then. And there's no such thing as bad publicity. That's what Bela Lugosi told Ed Wood.
That's right.
Martin Landau said that to Johnny Depp and Ed Wood. There's no such thing as bad publicity, Eddie. They're putting me on the front page. Bela Lugosi is famous again. You know, he said that, and I don't know if that really happened in real life, but
Here it comes.
there's no such thing as bad publicity. If it's good. Anyway, so Kim, tell me what you were saying about the last days now.
Over at Myers and Niles, they had a paper that's a picture of Jesus, and it says the last days have begun.
And you were talking about the
We
Bible.
know that because in the Bible it prophesizes. It says how it's going to be in the last days, and we're there. We are there.
So Antichrist comes first, though. He's revealed first. He's that phony, spurious Messiah. But he will only reign for 3.5 years during the last half of the 7-year tribulation. And no one knows when that starts. It's not year 2000. The millennium is the 1,000-year reign of Christ after the dethroning of Antichrist, when the real Jesus comes and binds Antichrist 1,000 years, after his short 3.5-year reign, where he will force the number 666 to buy or sell. We don't know when that's going to happen. But Antichrist, he will say he's God. Antichrist will say, I am God, and he will sit on the throne in Jerusalem claiming to be God, and he will deceive many. And people can think, oh, that's Jesus. But we know the spurious Messiah comes next. The real Jesus already came 2,000 years ago, died on a cross, paid the penalty for our salvation, our free salvation. It's free.
Right.
By asking him in your heart, asking him to save you. Right. You come to Jesus, he will save you. Him that cometh to me I will in no wise cast out. He says that.
Yes.
If you whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved.
That's right.
Jesus said, it says that. Paul said that, but that's in the Bible. That's biblical. That's scriptural. And it also says that in the Old Testament. I think in Joel or Job, maybe Job. One of the chapters in the Old Testament says, and it shall come to pass that whosoever will call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved.
Yes.
Shall be saved, not might be saved.
Shall.
You definitely will be saved.
So.
Definitely at that definite moment you say, Jesus, save me. I'm a sinner. I admit it. Come into my heart. I'm not perfect, but save me anyway. Jesus loves sinners. He died for sinners. We're all sinners. Jesus saves sinners, and we're all sinners. So we all have that in common. These people say, well, I'm perfect. I don't need Jesus. I go to church. That's great. I'm glad you go to church. I go to church too. That's where you'll hear about God. I go to Park Ridge Presbyterian. That's where my dad goes. Good pastor there. He believes in salvation by grace through faith. That's how the Bible teaches. It's a free gift by grace through faith. Grace is God's love. Unmerited favor. You cannot earn it. It's free.
Right.
Jesus is the gift of God. Ask him in your heart. You have salvation. He that hath the Son hath life, and he that hath not the Son of God hath not life. 1 John, the epistle. We're not talking about the Gospel of John. We're talking about the first epistle of John, chapter 5, verse 12. He that hath the Son hath life, and he that hath not the Son of God hath not life. And I'm quoting from the King James Version. Now that's
right.
I like that's from the original manuscripts, translated in 1611 by King James translators, and they did a good job. And so we have the Bible in English, thank God.
How about 2 Timothy 3:3? lovers of self, and
Unnatural affection.
and unnatural affections.
Yeah, those are signs
We're
of the
there.
times of the latter times. But see, they've been doing that since the Bible days. I mean, since the days of Lot.
Yeah.
You know, men were lovers of their own selves. And but you know, hey, you know, we're all guilty of boasting, I think,
All right,
or
but you
bragging.
think the-
We're all guilty of lying. All of us have lied.
Right.
We're all sinners, man. In sin did our mom conceive us. It says that in the Bible. David said, "In sin did my mother conceive me." You were born as a sinner. But see, babies don't go to hell. Babies are blameless because they have not reached the age of accountability. They have not reached the age of accountability, so all babies go to heaven if they die prematurely.
Like the two in the
God,
church history.
babies are not accountable because they have not reached the age of accountability yet. They don't understand right from wrong. They're too young. So God will, if a baby, let's say, accidentally dies, it'll go to heaven. It'll be with Jesus.
But did you ever think the day would come
Amen.
where,
No, I'm just preaching the truth, brother.
where
Yeah.
gay people would have the same marital rights as heterosexuals?
No,
Did you
yeah.
think you
Jesus
could handle
saves.
that?
Jesus saves homosexuals too.
Well, yes,
Jesus
he
saves
does.
gay people. If they ask Him in their heart, Jesus will save them.
Yes, he does.
Jesus will save anyone that calls on
If
His
their
name.
Marriage, two men and two women get married and have the same rights as heterosexual marriage.
Well, that's not right. That's why I don't agree with it. No,
Right. Thank you.
it's not biblical. I mean, the Bible doesn't teach for two men to be married or two women to get married.
Thank you.
That is against the script. That is not right. That's why I want Santorum to win. But I also like Romney. But see, we got to have somebody instead of Obama because I don't like the way the economy is going. I know they're proud of Obama. He's the first black president. I know that. And he's done a lot of good. And he's a good man. He's a good leader. And I think he's a great... And Romney or Santorum, whoever wins, is going to have their hands full with Obama because there's a lot of support for Obama. And I know he's done some good, you know. But I don't like the way the economy is going, and I think we need someone to change it. And I think whoever wins for Republicans can help that. We need a change. I'm just saying, we need the economy to change. We need to make some stinking money, and we need someone that's going to help the economy so that the money we invested grows more. You know, I'm tired of my IRA going up, down, up, down, up, down. You know, I had more 10 years ago in there than I got now. And it goes up, down, way up there, it goes down there. Like, just keep growing, dang it, you know. I want to have some stinking money when I have to take that out, like in less than 10 years. I'm 55 now. In 7 years, I can start taking that out. That's up till age 62. Out in a stock or something, whatever. I don't know. I get senior coffee at McDonald's all the time, I'm 55. But I want to say, yeah, but back to what I was saying, you know, whosoever will may come, and whosoever will call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. And so, like I say, if a baby dies, let's say, it goes to heaven because, or at least they're unaccountable. They're too young to understand, like, to accept Jesus. It's like if a person is born mentally retarded or born where they can't understand. God's not going to hold them guilty because they can't understand. They can't understand enough to maybe ask Jesus in their heart because they're not mentally capable. God has compassion on that.
Right.
So God judges everyone fairly. God is fair. He's not there to condemn you. Jesus didn't come to condemn. Jesus did not come to the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved.
Right.
Jesus loves you.
Yep.
And Jesus wants you to come to him not so he can condemn you and say, you did that. No. He wants you to come to him so that he can make your life better. He wants you to come to him so he can make you happy. And he can bless you because he loves you. He wants to hug you. Hey, Jesus loves his children. He made us. He made us. He loves his creation. He didn't make us so he could condemn us. You look at this wrong image of God. I think he's down there to judge you and throw fire and brimstone on you, brother. But no, he's not like that. There is a hell, but he created hell for the devil and his angel. The devil and like the fallen angels, meaning the devil's angels or demons. You know, there's good angels and then there's Satan's angels, the demons, you know, or fallen angels that rebelled with Lucifer back thousands of years ago when, you know, whenever that was. When Lucifer wanted to be God, he wanted to have God's position. He guarded God's throne and he rebelled. He said, I will be like God. I will be like the Most High. And so Jesus or God kicked him out of heaven, or out of, you know. And so now him and his 1/3 of the angels followed Lucifer, Satan. Those are the fallen angels, it's like, or demons that are in the atmosphere. We can't see them. That's the evil influences, you know, murder and homosexuality, drug dealing and killing and carjacking and all that. It's all the devil. That's all evil. All these things. Coveting. Thou shalt not covet that which is thy neighbor's. So they, oh, I want my neighbor's car. I want his money. I want his house. And they'll rob their neighbor to get their goods, and that is wrong. That's coveting. You should be thankful for what you have, brother. Be thankful you don't have that big rich mansion your neighbor's got. Don't say, oh, I want what's his. How dare he have it and I don't. No, that's his house. He earned the money to get that house. Don't be jealous. Be thankful for what you got. If you want something better, then you just gotta find a way to earn more money. Or do it honestly. But do it honestly, and don't do it by ripping people off. And don't rip off your neighbor. You know, be happy for him that he's got it good. Maybe one day you'll get it good. Maybe one day you won't. But happiness is not in the possession of, is not in the things which thou possessest. Happiness is something that comes from within your heart. My late brother Keith said that. Happiness comes from within. It comes from your heart. It's not like, oh, I got all this money so I can be happy. No, you can have all that money and be miserable. Money is not the answer to happiness. It's a good thing. We all like to have money. But ripping people off to get money, that is wrong. That is stealing, and that's ill-gotten gain. God won't bless it. Now, if you earn it or you get it the right way, yeah. Now, like I know a guy who went to court and got money because he got injured. And I was hoping he'd get all that money because, you know, he got to move to a nice house, and I'm glad he got that. That's money that he rightfully got. Because, I mean, he got injured at that job, and he can't work anymore because of that. So that's a good thing they gave him that money. It's a good thing he won that thing in court where he got that money. Because that's money that he should have gotten. I'm glad he got it. Thank God. And now he's got a nice house. He can take care of his kids. He's a friend of mine. Was in the Marines with me. He knows who he is. But I'm glad you got that money, brother. I was saying, you know who you are. If it was me, I'd want the same thing. You know, because that's fair. But I'm talking about people that rip off, though. You know. And there's also scams out there that take advantage of old people, that take advantage of other people. That's wrong too, because they take their money, like they come to your door saying they work for ComEd, but they're dressed in the uniform. It was in our paper recently, and they make people think they're working for them, and they're not. So you got to make sure they're the real thing. Don't let them come into your house just because they say they work for that company. Don't let them in. Don't let them work on your house, because there's these guys, these scam artists out there. Trying to make some money.
You know what picture goes like? The sessions are all right to have as long as they don't possess you. They don't satisfy your inside. They're only temporary. When you're saved by the living Christ, it's forever. It's eternal. This is only temporal on earth.
That's right. It's only temporal.
And don't you wonder where you're going when you die from here? Do you think it all ends here? No, it doesn't.
That's right, because this isn't the only. There's a life after this.
That's right.
You have an eternal soul that will live. So I will live forever. I will. That's true. I will live forever, because my soul will live forever. The Bible says.
You should be leaving now.
Oh, okay. There's Janet, Vampire Woman. Okay, I'll see ya. I guess I better get off. I'll see ya. Yeah. Jesus saves. Jesus saves. Jesus saves.